The strongest man in the world is he who stands most alone. Love will find a way through paths where wolves fear to prey. It's better to be unhappy alone than unhappy with someone. It never troubles the wolf how many the sheep may be. In the calm, deep waters of the mind, the wolf waits. Wolves, and stars, and snow, those things made sense. Fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Those who do not howl will never find their pack. A howl is as infectious to a wolf as a yawn is to a human. Throw me to the wolves and I will return, leading the pack. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. All great and precious things are lonely. If the wolf would cease his running, the people would cease their shouting. I let a little bit of the wolf show. The wolf lives by himself, an outlaw. Wolves and women have much in common. Both share a wild spirit. It takes a wolf to catch a wolf. Wolves have no kings. Sometimes a wolf has to stand alone to find out what he's made of. A gentleman is simply a patient wolf. Anyone who wants to be truly free must be willing to stand alone in the truth. Only a strong tree can stand alone. The true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. Loneliness is not lack of company, loneliness is lack of purpose. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Every man must do two things alone: he must do his own believing and his own dying. Warriors should suffer their pain silently. A warrior must only take care that his spirit is never broken. Do we have the moral courage to stand firm for our beliefs, even if by so doing we must stand alone? You have to go ahead, even if no one goes with you. The more you sweat in training, the less you will bleed in battle. The only thing a warrior cannot fight is her own fierce nature. She was a wolf. She was death, devourer of the worlds. I am the lone wolf and the moon is mine. If you're a rock and roller, you're a lone wolf. Whoever becomes a sheep is eaten by wolves. The wolf that one hears is worse than the orc that one fears. You have the wolf blood in you. It is very easy to love alone. You can't track wolves, not really. One day a wolf bit a man and the man caught it. Magic or science, it's all the same. The only thing magical about it is that we can't explain it. If the wolf had stayed in the wood, there would have been no hue and cry after him. The caribou feeds the wolf, but it is the wolf that keeps the caribou strong. In the woods, you must be lucky to avoid the wolf every time. But the wolf only needs enough luck to find you once. It is useless for the sheep to pass resolutions in favor of vegetarianism, while the wolf remains of a different opinion. Do not tame the wolf inside you just because you've met someone who doesn't have the courage to handle you. The black wolf's curse awakes every time that a full moon points in the middle of the sky. Have you seen what wolves do to their prey? But they do mate for life. If you can't face the wolves, don't go into the forest. A man might befriend a wolf, even break a wolf, but no man could truly tame a wolf. I'm the lone wolf who has never had any real pups since the day I was born. Democracy must be something more than two wolves and a sheep voting on what to have for dinner. It is the fight alone that pleases us, not the victory. Do not pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. The hardest walk you can make is the walk you make alone, but that is the walk that makes you the strongest. Warriors want a worthy opponent. There is no redress in fighting the pathetic. Scars are just a treasure map for pain you've buried too deep to remember. The fears we fail to face become our limits. Remember, for every wound, there is a scar, and every scar tells a story. A story that says, I survived. A warrior never worries about his fear. The lone wolf is the wisest animal because he lives alone and has no opinion about anything. In the end, it is our defiance that redeems us. If wolves had a religion, if there was a religion of the wolf, that it is what it would tell us. I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude. A lone wolf howls and the wind plays tricks with the howling, giving the sound a mesmerizing quality. It's better to be a wolf than a lion because a lion can be kept in a cage. If you run from a wolf, you may run into a bear. The wolves knew when it was time to stop looking for what they'd lost, to focus instead on what was yet to come. She's a wolf with a human mask, she is fierce and she will race the moonlight until she outruns the sunrise. Go out in the woods, go out. If you don't go out in the woods, nothing will ever happen and your life will never begin. Some days I am more wolf than woman, and I am still learning how to stop apologizing for my wild. Those are the voices of my brothers, darling. I love the company of wolves. The wolf is the archetype of raven, the beast of waste and desolation. Wolves fail to hide their integrity just like the way men fail to hide their own animality. The lone wolf is not the one who just survives, but the one who wins. The wolf on the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. I am not a wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm a wolf in wolf's clothing. The wolf always figures out how to get its way. The wolf, in other words, always wins. I have always been a lone wolf, and in the real sense of the word. I feel like I watch people and I wonder why they do things. The Native Americans know that wolves are mirrors for humans. What they show us are our strengths and weaknesses. If it's true what is said, that only the wise discover the wise, then it must also be true that the lone wolf symbolizes either the biggest fool or the biggest Einstein. A true lone wolf wishes not to lead the pack, but to lead itself. The tiger and the lion may be more powerful, but the wolf does not perform in the circus. A lone wolf doesn't tread paths it silk leaves, it makes its own footprints in the snow. Life is a lone wolf, scratching out a living with teeth and claws and a heart of stone. People who hate solitude have very low standards when it comes to the company they keep. The price of being a sheep is boredom. The price of being a wolf is loneliness. Choose one or the other with great care. You can't have 5 wolves and 1 sheep voting on what to have for supper. The wolves in the woods have sharp teeth and long claws, but it's the wolf inside who will tear you apart. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. The lone wolf is stronger than the pack, and so it survives. One beast and only one howls in the woods by night. For a wolf, the world is about understanding, knowledge, respect, attributes that many humans have cast off, along with an appreciation of the natural world. If you are not willing to be a lone wolf, keep your truth to yourself. If you want acceptance and your truths to be spoken, it is a slippery slope. The lone wolf is the most dangerous of all wolves, he has no pack to restrain him. Wolves don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. There are nights when the wolves are silent and only the moon howls. We wear clothes, and speak, and create civilizations, and believe we are more than wolves. But inside us, there is a word we cannot pronounce, and that is who we are. A wolf is no less a wolf because he's dressed in sheepskin, and the devil is no less the devil because he's dressed as an angel. Deep down inside me there's this wolf howling to get out. The place where most people aren't is where the real thing is.